guys, my name is DDoSers, and I'm sorry about the whole fiasco yesterday. I know it's pretty hard to stream on the internet when you don't have any internet anymore because you're getting DDoS. I know you guys lent me some seriously great... Why are you in the corner, Cloth Monster? I didn't even see you there. You guys lent me some seriously colorful suggestions, such as what? Download more dedicated WAM, rub thermal paste on the top of your modem, and buy more muffins. Apparently that's really gonna fix my internet issues. It's not just people that don't want me to stream. But I called my ISP and they fixed everything. They're actually giving me a new modem today, which is also really cool. Apparently that's gonna help somehow. I don't know exactly all the little intricacies of this is how your internet connects to your computer and to Twitch. I don't exactly get every little component of how that works, but you get the general understanding, and hopefully this will be more secure so that people in the eastern United States and apparently Argentina can make it so that I can still stream. So thank you for ruining all my muffin dreams and everything else, but hopefully this stream will be better today. And the reason that I'm streaming so much is that it's my Thanksgiving break, so I get the next week off until next Sunday, obviously. Yeah, that's just the way it works in the United States. I don't know the way that the Europeans do it. Do you even have freedom and or Thanksgiving? I know Thanksgiving in Canada is much earlier than that, but I wanted to say that that's the reason why. It's not like I'm just no-lifing it for no reason on Battlefield 4, not to mention that the double XP's coming up, and the minis, man, the minis. We've been over this. It's like throwing a large backpack full of bricks when you throw a frag, alright? And that's way too many bullets to put in that Cloth Monster, by the way. That's way too many. So it's the difference of a regular frag, and this guy, man, this is what I didn't understand, alright? This tank would not stop, and there's a good piece of advice for using the FAMASK at range. If you start at the guy's belt buckle with a muzzle brake, you're probably going to end up at his head by the time that you finish off your 4th or 5th shot. That'll eventually kill him, so that's my best piece of advice. If he's beyond like 30 meters, you're going to want to start at his belt buckle and work your way up. I know that's the opposite of what most of you guys are probably used to, like starting at the belt buckle and working your way down, but that's outrageously awful. I don't even want to use that as like a euphemism for anything. That's not even a euphemism. That's just like literal, that's gross. But yeah, man, the minis. I guess I'm still changing and sort of oscillating between the two ones that you guys really want to see, which is obviously you either want to see me use the flare or the minis. And the flare, obviously, it does nothing but make crate parties much more enjoyable. I think a lot of you are pretty familiar with what I do in terms of crate parties. Basically, you guys know any crate in the game. You know what I'm talking about? Any kind of crate, you can just close both ends of it and then just throw flares everywhere. And then everybody looks at one particular side. There's 2 openings, so if you have like 2 people looking at each opening, it's like an impenetrable crate. It's like, open the door, bro cookie, I dare you. I dare you, alright? I dare you, actually. Because I guess there's a lot of wildlife that I had not previously seen, but there are some really big birds on some of these maps that I did not even know about previously. I don't know how I didn't keep track of that. I mean, I guess on Paracel Storm that's a little bit different because we've all seen that parrot thing or whatever that colorful bird is. I'm not even familiar with exactly what type of bird it is, but I think we've all seen exactly what that is. I just did not notice this. Granted, I think we could have gotten some better wildlife. I'm not saying that they should have included a badger in the multiplayer. That would have been really goofy. I mean, you've also seen the reference. There's a reference on, I think it... Oh, I'm trying to remember what map it is. But on one of the maps, I know that there is... Is it Rogue Transmission? It could be... I'm trying to think. It could be, because there's like this T-Rex bait. I think it's a reference to Jurassic Park, if I'm not mistaken. And oh gosh, DICE are pretty funny guys, and you know the whole dinosaurs confirmed thing because in the campaign, dude, it's on the keychain that hangs around the guy's rear view mirror. I mean, I guess they gave us what we really wanted in dinosaurs, but that's not really the scale that we wanted. That would be outrageous. All right, if they actually added some kind of dinosaur DLC, if it was like a co-op. I don't want to say a zombies wave killing experience, but I think something like that would make people go crazy, including myself, if they could somehow pull that off. But I'd like to talk a little bit about the FAMASK. I know I can't be using a weapon and be like, why are you ignoring what's on the screen, Badger? You're always such a fatty. I don't know why. I know that's pretty... I hate doing that, dude. I hate doing that. It's like, I always love talking about a weapon that I'm not using in the video currently. It's so goofy to me. It's like, right now, I'm really liking the CZ because Kia turned me onto it, and it's outrageous because it's got a decent rate of fire, it reloads pretty quickly, and it's good at range, especially with muzzle brake. Now, you'll see this is why the FAMASK looks like it's a sniper rifle right now. It's this. I think the FAMASK is less of an actual gun and it's more of just a bullet hose. It looks like you're throwing a stream of water at them. I think it's pretty. I don't want to say overpowered, but I think there are some things that balance it apart from the actual shooting of the bullets itself. So, in close range, it's pretty hard to lose a gunfight unless there's multiple guys that are both on point or you're just outrageously bad. I think that's one of the only ways that you can really goof up the FAMASK. And that's, oh god, the hipfire M93R, that's outrageous. I really don't get it. And so I wanted to say that the muzzle brake really does make any weapon into a sniper rifle. So if you're not using that, I guess I've tried out everything else. The heavy barrel it can be effective, but I didn't notice it to be effective as like a jack of all trades. That's what I would say for the muzzle brake, is that's why it's so effective, is that you can throw it on anything, and because you have such decreased recoil, and you're gonna be burst firing anyways, because most of you are efficient enough to do that, it doesn't really matter that you have this penalty for automatic fire. It doesn't make that big of a difference in close range anyways, in close quarters, so why would you even care? So with the muzzle brake making everything into a, yeah, like that's one instance there. So I'm at 1% health. He probably beat me in terms of actual reaction speed because I have 1,000 rounds per minute with the same damage as every other assault rifle except for the Scar L and the Scar H. I think it's Scar H actually. You know what I mean? You're not gonna lose. So without making it sound too easy button, the FAMAS can make up for a lack in reaction speed. So it's like, oh, you reacted way faster than me, but because you're using a weapon that has like a 650 round per minute rate of fire, I'm still gonna shred you in half because this thing's a bullet hose. That's kind of the FAMAS in general. But then obviously, it's really, really countered by an extremely small magazine size. And oh man, the YOLO strats, that guy's going pretty quickly. I think it's fairly interesting that that's the way that DICE has decided to balance it. It's like, yo dog, yeah, I can shred you in half. I can cut you in half with this gun because it's almost like a knife. It's like this laser beam of metal that is just gonna cut you in half like a welder. That's terrifying. But you see, even like that, I guess somebody else got a chunk of that guy, but the FAMAS still gonna be effective. Stationary targets though. You're not gonna hit too many things on the move at range with the FAMAS. Not only because you have, what, 5 shots left? Yeah, you have 5 shots less than, if I'm not mistaken, 25 rounds in a magazine. Obviously, you have one in the... That vault, man! I did not understand what was going on there, by the way. I had no idea. That, for some reason, there's this little mechanic where if you... I think it's coming off of an object, and then you go over a teammate in, like, a chain. You can leapfrog that guy and accelerate into the air. I don't understand exactly the way it works, but that aim when the building comes down, it can get so bad, man. It can get so bad. But I would just say the way that DICE balances it is obviously the magazine size. So you're only at 25, and excuse me, 26. I'm pretty sure it's 25 in a magazine. Yeah, it's 25 in a magazine. 26 if you reload before you're emptying your capacity, which obviously gives you 1 in the chamber. So 25 round magazine instead of 30. It might not sound like a lot, but 5 shots, especially when you have this kind of rate of fire, you just absolutely tear through it. And this is one final tip that I can give you. You know the whole offensive upgrades? Like, you can do the defensive one, which gives you not necessarily increased armor, but it reduces the damage that enemies do to you if they fire bullets into your chest. That sort of thing. If you click the offensive upgrade, you have to click it every single time that you enter the game. So if you already have it set for every single game, oh, go, 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 it'll only give you 100 shots to spare, not 182. That's, like, I think it's, yeah, I think the way it works is you get something like 5 or 6 additional magazines. Essentially, I've always had, like, it's roughly 80 shots more in your capacity. But if you don't click it every time that you spawn into the game, not necessarily spawn in, but every time you start a game, it does not save itself. And that's something that I found to be very frustrating. Because on all these different classes, I would have the offensive upgrade, just not purely because it's more ammo, but that's really why. It's just, this is more ammo. It's just because I usually end up dying when you're in a certain location. You have to run around with a pistol and everybody's so much farther away from you that they can just snipe you or just take you down before you can get close enough to kill them with an M93R, if you know what I'm saying. So by having a lot more ammo, I just noticed that I have longer lives, and I also just tend to have a lot better performance. I mean, I guess granted, it is very good to have the whole... And that's a mounted gun emplacement that's somehow floating in the air. But I think it can be good to have the whole defensive I keep wanting to say mastery. It's like I'm playing Nocturne. God, dude. It's not mass freeze, but you know what I'm saying in terms of, like, it's not always best to just have reduced damage to the chest. I think more bullets is probably more valuable in my personal situation. Also, when using the FAMASK, that's definitely a good idea because that thing can be absolutely outrageously good if you have enough bullets to take down as many guys. But you're just going to notice you're probably going to die while reloading every single time. That's something that I notice. And it's a little frustrating because obviously we steamroll them all the way up to here. That's kind of what Rush happens to be in Battlefield 4. Either we steamroll you or you steamroll us, and there's not a whole lot of a middle ground. But for some reason, my screen just went black. I don't know why this does this after certain games. And of course, gold battle packs, like I need more of those from Slim Jims. But as you can see, I just like faded into this screen. I can still hear my upgrades and all my little pins going, but I don't know exactly what's happening. So I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Auf Wiedersehen und bis bald und Seder.